You need to hear and see what Roman Reigns said.
Hey
about
everyone,
you.
this is Ring Authority News, your home for non-stop WWE energy. Subscribe now, and let's dive right into the ring. Paul Heyman reportedly recruiting Brock Lesnar to lead a new version of The Vision for Survivor Series WarGames 2026 is jaw-dropping. Think about it. Heyman, the same strategist who watched his previous faction crumble spectacularly, who was publicly humiliated after failures, is apparently ready to rebuild almost immediately. He's going back to the same formula: manipulation, control, and constructing a faction around a dominant leader. And now he's reportedly courting Brock Lesnar, someone with a complicated history with him, to be the centerpiece. It feels like history repeating itself, and the question is obvious. Has Heyman learned anything at all? The proposal to Brock Lesnar sources suggest that Heyman's pitch to Brock centers on reframing past failures as issues of personnel rather than strategy. Essentially, Heyman claims the Vision didn't fail because his methods were flawed. It failed because it lacked the right leader. Brock Lesnar, the ultimate powerhouse, would now take that role. Heyman reportedly told Brock that together they could build a faction stronger than anything before, an army designed specifically to amplify Brock's dominance. This is classic Heyman psychology: appeal to ego, promise unprecedented success, and spin previous setbacks as opportunities waiting for the right pieces. Brock and Heyman's complicated history. The question is, why would Brock Lesnar agree to this? Their history is a mix of highs and lows. Their original partnership brought Brock tremendous success, but it ended with tension and Brock leaving WWE. Later reunions were similarly successful, but not without underlying friction. Brock has since operated independently, yet Heyman now wants him back as the cornerstone of Vision 2.0. Several theories could explain this. Brock wants to control Heyman rather than the other way around. Brock recognizes Heyman's strategic and promo skills as a way to stay relevant. Brock is playing a long game to eventually upend the faction from within, or Brock is being persuaded again by Heyman's pitch. There's also the possibility that these reports are not accurate at all. If we rank them by likelihood, the first four scenarios all feel plausible depending on WWE's creative direction, with the last theory, false reporting, always hovering as a possibility until confirmed. The potential lineup. Assuming this is real, Vision 2.0 is being built around Brock's strengths, not Heyman's manipulation as the primary focus. Reports suggest possible members could include a returning star, someone like Randy Orton or Edge, a disgruntled current roster member, a top NXT call-up, and one or two surprises. This creates a faction that feels more like a Brock-led powerhouse than Heyman's usual manipulative machine. The tension lies in whether Heyman's influence will dominate behind the scenes, as his history indicates, or if Brock genuinely becomes the leader. Survivor Series WarGames 2026, the perfect stage. WarGames is WWE's most brutal match type. 2 rings, steel cages, no escape. It's a perfect platform for this storyline. A 5 versus 5 team structure allows maximum storytelling opportunities, especially if Heyman's Vision 2.0 faces off against a team led by Roman Reigns. Survivor Series timing, almost 2 years out, gives WWE plenty of time to develop long-term story arcs. Brock Lesnar in WarGames on this scale has never happened before, which makes it a huge draw, but it also removes some element of surprise for the fans who know the destination. WWE has to decide if they want to stick to a set plan or allow flexibility for evolving circumstances. Roman Reigns' role. Roman Reigns' involvement is crucial and complicated. He's a former client of Heyman's, fully aware of his tricks, and has a legendary rivalry with Brock. If Roman leads the opposition, It creates perfect symmetry, but recent reports suggest Roman might retire. That raises questions. Is this a work to bring him back for WarGames, or is the entire Vision 2.0 report false? Roman's team could include bloodline members, allies like Drew McIntyre or Seth Rollins, or even outside stars like CM Punk. Whether it's an all-bloodline team or a mix will determine the meta-storytelling impact. A mixed team could heighten drama and variety, while an all-bloodline team emphasizes loyalty and legacy. Heyman as a perpetual rebuilder. This would mark Heyman's third major faction attempt in recent years. Each time he adjusts tactics, but not his fundamental approach. The storytelling potential is incredible. Heyman as the perpetual optimizer, constantly rebuilding and never admitting defeat, or as a tragic figure trapped in his own patterns. WWE can explore multiple arcs. Heyman finally succeeds with Vision 2.0. He fails spectacularly again, or he gets betrayed by Brock in a twist that pays off his manipulation-heavy character history. Social media and fan reactions fans are already divided. Some see Brock leading the Vision as the ultimate setup fans have waited for. Others see it as repetitive and unoriginal, and some doubt Brock would ever work with Heyman again. Another faction failure could frustrate audiences, while a perfectly executed Vision 2.0 storyline could produce iconic WWE television. The story's appeal lies in the uncertainty. Will history repeat itself? Or will this finally be Heyman's triumph? The broader implications. From a business perspective, Vision 2.0 would generate massive interest. Brock's involvement guarantees high viewership, and merchandise sales could rival WrestleMania levels for the faction alone. But failure risks eroding Heyman's credibility. Within the locker room, reactions would vary. Veterans might be skeptical due to past collapses, while younger talent could see joining as a huge opportunity. Meanwhile, fired wrestlers like Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed could become wild cards if they return, possibly joining Roman's side for revenge or adding new layers to the faction's story. Long-term risks and rewards. Planning nearly 2 years out carries obvious risks. Injuries, roster changes, or Heyman leaving could derail the storyline. WWE will need to balance careful long-term build-up with flexibility. Comparisons to historical factions are inevitable. Shield's organic formation versus Nexus rapid collapse. Vision 2.0 may follow either trajectory, with Heyman's manipulative character serving as the story's backbone. Fans will judge whether this is clever, repetitive, or a masterclass in long-term storytelling. Predictions and key questions. So let's tackle the big questions. 1. Is Paul Heyman actually recruiting Brock Lesnar? Likely, given the insider reports, but it's not confirmed. 2. If true, is Brock making a mistake working with Heyman again? Potentially, though he may see strategic benefit. 3. Would a Brock-led Vision succeed where the original failed? Possibly, if WWE focuses on Brock's dominance rather than Heyman's control. 4. Should Survivor Series WarGames 2026 be the culmination? Absolutely. It's the perfect stage for the faction's ultimate test. 5. Will Heyman be betrayed or maintain control over Brock? Both outcomes are narratively satisfying. It depends on whether WWE wants a tragic repetition or a shocking twist. Final thoughts. Paul Heyman recruiting Brock Lesnar to lead Vision 2.0 is either brilliant long-term storytelling or a doomed repeat of past mistakes. If executed properly, it would be must-see television, compelling storytelling, and a huge business opportunity. If mishandled, it risks becoming another failed faction experiment. The meta-story of Heyman as the eternal manipulator adds depth and intrigue, but audiences could tire if the formula feels recycled. Brock may be able to avoid being manipulated again, But ego, opportunity, and the chance to dominate may blind him to the risks. Survivor Series WarGames 2026 could be legendary if everyone stays healthy and committed. Ultimately, Vision 2.0 represents wrestling at its most ambitious and its most dangerous. Fans will be watching closely, divided between hope for greatness and fear of disaster.